I'm making something to eat right now. So pretty much you guys will most likely hear that, but there's just a few things that I kind of want to talk about because apparently people don't understand like anything apparently. But like it's kind of funny when I think about this anyway. I think it's really just funny to me. But pretty much a buddy of mine, I'm not gonna say names, but a decent friend pretty much messaged me. And just for another thing, like Modern Warfare won't be the main thing I'm gonna be playing today. I'm just trying to get the MK2 Carbine Gold, and then I'm going to Black Ops 3 to do Doors and Darka, Zetsubo, Gorod, Revelations. I'm probably gonna do all the stages up to Shadows. Well, all of the stages I can do until I pretty much can't progress anymore. Um, but pretty much back to what I was saying, like my one buddy is like feeling sorry for himself and pretty much being like, okay, I'm just done with life, and it actually pisses me off because it's like he knows that I deal with depression, he knows what I do. And yet again, I'm tired of all that shit with people calling me an attention seeker and shit like that. Because my counselor supervisor apparently is taking it as I'm just looking for fucking attention. So I'm pretty much pissed off at all of this. And then when he pretty much tells me that he's done with life and shit like that, I'm just like, dude, fucking quit. When you low-key try to do shit to yourself, then say you're done with life. Don't pretty much be like, oh, well, all because of a chick, like, I'm just done with life and shit like that. Like, don't fucking do that. Like, I literally hate when a person does that because it's like pretty much just a little bit of a past story about me. I deadass have tried to fucking OD. I've tried to do shit to myself like every night. And I'm for some people who have been around for a good while know that I pretty much have tried to do shit for at least a good year. But I quit because of women and things like that because it was just one of those things. But for whatever reason, my friend is just like, oh, because he pretty much didn't know that his girlfriend's aunt died and everything like that. Just a family member pretty much passed, he didn't know, and then his girlfriend pretty much got pissed at him and just said bye. And then he's jumping to conclusions being like, oh, hey, like, he got fucked out of a relationship and shit like that. And he's pretty much just being like that. And I'm just like, okay, one, if she didn't say that you two were over, it's still good. You just need to give her like a little bit of time and then probably message her or some shit. Since she's just not in the right mood, and like my buddy really just needs to know that like if he can't really handle a chick like from like 25 miles away, I'm pretty sure he said, if he can't handle that, how is he gonna handle a woman that's literally right next to him? Like I don't even know if he's really thought about that, but it's just like that. Those are the types of things you need to think about, and that's just the type. Those are the types of things that I know, because it's like really, um, I've tried to put my depression on hold just to pretty much enlighten situations with me and my fucking friend, and all that's pretty much happening is I'm being dragged under, and I really just don't like it. And I need a spatula, so hopefully this one works. Hopefully. With some of the shit that's pretty much happened, like with all this, I don't really agree with it because it's like I'm pretty much front and center. Like, yeah, he thinks that, like, with me being his friend, I pretty much understand all that shit, how he thinks he's pretty much obligated to tell me about all this shit. I pretty much try to be a friend. I try to be that one person that he can come to if he needs to pretty much talk about anything. And, oh, purple laser. Bruh. Anyway, pretty much it's like I have to deal with so much shit. And like, I know some people can deal with it. It's just like, if you pretty much are in the state that I am in, or just something like that, it won't really end too well for you, like, as a person. It just won't. There's no specific way that anything good will come out of you pretty much being there for all these people, because you just look at yourself and you're like, oh hey, who would be there for me? Because the same thing with one chick I used to be with, probably like back in November, like before I lost her and shit like that. She pretty much was depressed as fuck. She was in an abusive relationship, and then I helped her out of it. Even though it pretty much fucked me up to see a friend go through all that shit. And if anything, she understood me more than, and here's why I'm gonna say names. I've been with probably 10 people. Half of those have been one night stands, the other half have been just relationships that I thought were gonna work. Instead, it was just bullshit. There was Sam, Emily, Mackenzie, and Caitlin, and then probably one other one. I kind of forgot because I was drunk at one point, and then I just did whatever. Please tell me it's not gonna fucking mess up on me, because it just kicked me out. Hopefully it doesn't. No. Okay, it's still open good. Pretty much, like, I don't even know where I was getting at, but it's like the one chick I was with actually understood some of the shit that I was going through because she's been through it. Like, Caitlin, she pretty much told me, oh, hey, I know what you're going through and shit like that. Really, she doesn't understand shit. Because it's like, it's the whole thing of, if you get with the person, and if they actually love you like they say they do, they won't judge you by your fucking past, and then they will try to understand it instead of getting scared and just leaving without really giving you an explanation or just anything like that. They at least try to give you the benefit of trying to speak instead of just not. And it makes no sense to me with why this shit happened the way it did. and I don't even really want to talk about it anymore. But it's like with all this shit with people trying to put me in the middle of their relationship crisis that they have going, I don't really enjoy it. I don't know how like anyone else really could. Like I really don't know how anyone else could enjoy that, because I don't really feel like being in like eternal hell constantly trying to help out a friend or just someone who messages me like that asks for advice. Like I'll give advice. That's not even really an issue for me personally. But with me, it's like, okay, if I'm pretty much going through my own type of thing, I can't really be that type of support-ish type of person when I'm not really there. And it's really just like one of those things of, really, there's only so much you can do, I guess I could say. Because when you really think about it, like if you're someone who battles with depression, if you're someone who pretty much battles from anxiety and just major anxiety, 9 times out of 10, you're probably not going to really last, I should say, in something like, pretty much, I guess, in a situation, I should say, with trying to help out a friend, and really, I don't really think of all this shit as like, oh, well, my friend pretty much has been an asshole to me, I'm just not gonna help him. Like, I'm not really that type of person, even though a few people I should have been that way with, even though there should have been those times to where I should have just cut people off. One of those being who I lost in February, like, because there were a few things that people ended up telling me that I pretty much found out for myself. But it's kind of funny because I never judged anyone by their past. Like, people can tell me that they've done pills and shit like that. I wouldn't judge their past solely because of that, because I don't see that as like, I just don't see them specifically that way, since it's like that was their past. It's like they're different, or they're different until they pretty much prove it or prove me otherwise, that they're pretty much just the same as they were back then, or shit like that. And I pretty much just need to take probably, how long has this been? Probably like 13 minutes. Hell, I still need to make my burger and then I'm good. Damn. Pretty much I've tried to be a good friend to this person. I've tried to do a lot of shit. And really, it's like, if you really want a person in your life and you want them to pretty much stick around, like, don't pretty much make them out to be like something they're really not, because like some people that I know of have tried to make me out to be like the fucking devil, and I'm just like, dude, if you actually fucking knew me, shit isn't that bad. And it really isn't. So many people are just so quick to judge, and I hate that shit because it never gives the person the real chance that they need. Like, with me and this one chick that I lost in February after, like, really close to 3 weeks of being together, I was never really given a real chance because someone else pretty much had to scare the fuck out of her and be like, oh, hey, like, you know, he tried to do this to his parents or that to his parents. Like, there's so much shit, and it's like, it pisses me off because she was so judgmental to believe a whole bunch of shit and probably a few other things that were told by this other person that doesn't even fucking know me. It's like I've said this before, like, I really don't care if my ex sees this shit because it pisses me the fuck off. And it's like, she unblocked me on Facebook and Messenger, and I'm like, when my buddy told me about that, I'm like, okay, what am I meant to do with this? Like, you're telling me this, I really don't care, so what do you expect me to pretty much do about that? And like, I just don't really agree with how some shit had went down. And there's multiple reasons for why I'm saying that right now. Because it's just like, I was fucked out of a relationship. Like, it wasn't even meant to happen the way that it did. And how there were multiple times where she pretty much told me that I would never get with her, like me and her would never be a thing. Look what happened, me and her clicked, and then shit happened. But then someone had to come along and really fuck things up. And make it to where she was fucking scared of me. And it's just funny, like, people will get little glimpses of your past from others, and then they'll pretty much blame you and say that you scared them when certain information was given to you by those people, by outsiders who pretty much wanted to break up your relationship. And that's exactly what fucking happened. And I don't agree with it. And I never will. See, really just, all this shit's funny to me. Because I look at other people pretty much telling me that certain people have been in hospitals, they've tried to OD and just shit like that, and I'm just sitting there like, what do you expect me to say to that? Like, I don't know what you want me to really say, because it's like, that person's doing their thing, whether if it's pretty much killing themselves off, or just really whatever. Like, I can't do anything. Not only because I really can't, but because I don't need my ass to be on the line 24/7, because it's like, I hear that someone that I used to know is pretty much trying to fucking OD or trying to do this to themselves or that to themselves. It's like, it's just like, especially what's been told to me by other people, it's like, I really could care less. like, about shit like that. But yet, I can't say that I don't give a shit about the person. It's specifically me saying I just don't give a shit about what has pretty much happened, and then them pretty much trying to give me a chance to hit them up to see if there's still fucking something. Which, I'm not a moron. Like, really, the whole thing was she was supposed to keep me blocked, and there have been multiple times where I'm like, should I just message her, tell her, hey, block me again, please? Like, and it's like, if she would fucking ask why, or just really, say if I was to do that probably like a year, or not even really a year, but like a few months down the road, if I was to hit her, I'd be like, oh hey, block me, please. And if she would be like, why? I would just be like, well, isn't that how it was meant to be? Like, when I pretty much seen that you unblocked me like months ago, because a friend told me, I pretty much was just dumbfounded, because I thought the whole thing was for me to get you, no, for you to pretty much let me go completely and to not have me on here, like, at all. Pretty much signifying that she was meant to keep me blocked. So, no matter what she really says at that point, it wouldn't be relevant to me. And, see, there's so much other shit that I could really put in my live streams, because really, there were people that she sent at me, and I beg to differ with anybody who says that she didn't. Like, I really beg to differ with all that. And no one can pretty much prove me wrong with any of this shit, because I just know. Like, you can't. Like, really, you just can't do anything. Like, you're just fucked. Especially with someone like me that would have been decent. Like, the funniest thing is, I had to tell the one chick I was with back in June that I pretty much know how guys are gonna be. They're pretty much gonna take one look at you and only want your tits and your ass. And it took her a while to really get the whole picture, because one dude straight up had to fucking tell her that. So I'm just sitting there like, now do you get what I mean? Now do you understand what I'm trying to tell you now? Then me and her hit it off, and then she ended up dipping because she kind of liked it.
I don't know, something weird with the battery. It like melted the connector pretty much. Yeah. Yeah.
I need to make a party. Because I really don't want people to hear me. At all. Oh my god.
No prisoners. Shoot to kill.
I seen one kill. Oh yeah, so that's fucking bullshit. Teammate, really? No, fucking
Be advised.
fuck did you get? Fuck you. Dude, you're so fucking stupid. Like literally, like we're on the same fucking team, you dumbass. Yeah, try fucking killing me again. That teammate is such a fucking dumbass, dude.
Friendly emergency airdrop incoming. Friendly care package inbound. UAV overhead. Friendly UAV overhead.
Okay, UAV's down.
Oh yeah, an instant flick. That's fucking bullshit. That dude has to be fucking cheating. There's no way you can get like an instant flick like that.
Allied cluster strike inbound.
Dude, fucking kill the enemy. Are you serious?
Enemy personal radar in the air.
Dude, kill the fucking enemy. Like actually fucking stop being autistic and fucking kill the person. Like, you gotta be kidding me, dude. Thank you. Finally have this done, now I can go back on shipment. Fuck that map. Like, actually. My teammate fucking killed me like 3 times. And it was literally like only Now I can get this gun done. Yay.